genocide. Our peoples will refuse to die. May 30, 1967. We still remember the day hope was born and hell descended. Rivers ran red, children cried for food in the shadow of famine and flying bombs. Biafra, Biafra, your name we call. Though they try to bury you behind the wall, your spirit lives in every soul that knows the price of freedom and the blood that flows. Whoa. No victors, only survivors left to tell of the pain, the courage, and the tears that fell. Nigeria may hide one flag, but two wounds remain. Only Biafra independence can heal these wounds in the heart of a nation still carrying the pain. We do not forget, we will not be silent for the unborn children and the dead who cry loudest. May 30, 1967. Echoes in the wind, never to be erased. Biafra lives in memory and in flame. One day the truth will speak your name. We say it loud and clear. Never again, never again, never again. Biafra independence is not negotiable. Independence is not negotiable. Biafra leaves. Today Nigeria is in confusion. Jihadist terrorist killings everywhere in Nigeria. Biafra leaves, retreat and surrender is dead for us. Therefore, no retreat, no surrender. God bless Biafra Republic, government in exile, under the leadership of Prime Minister His Excellency Nkere, for standing tall for Biafra independence and freedom. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra, the land of the rising sun. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra, the land of the rising sun. In the heart of Africa, a nation bleeds, not from a single wound, but from 1,000 cuts, inflicted by a forced union, never meant to endure. This is the story of Nigeria. A giant built on false foundations, now straining beneath the weight of its own contradictions. And at the center of that storm stands the unbroken spirit of Biafra, crying out for freedom from a nightmare that has consumed millions. It began with the rivers of blood in 1966. Thousands of Biafran men, women and children, professionals, traders, students and families who had built lives across the Federation became targets in the northern city, fueled by ethnic hatred and religious hostility. Mobs descended upon innocent civilians. They were slaughtered in their and aboard trains carrying desperate families back to the east. Streets were littered with bodies, rivers choked with corpses. Survivors returned to the east carrying trauma, grief, and the painful realization that they were no longer wanted in the Nigerian Union. Biafra, Biafra, voice of truth and freedom. Biafra, Biafra, the rising sun will rise again. Then came May 30th, 1967. A desperate act of survival. What followed were 30 months of unimaginable devastation. The Nigerian military, armed and backed by foreign powers, including Britain, Russia, and Egypt, surrounded the young republic. A total blockade was imposed. No food, no medicine, no escape. Starvation became a weapon of war. 5 million, mostly civilians, many of them children, perished during what was not just a conflict but genocide against Biafra. Bombs fell on markets.
Are we coming out? All right, okay. So we are live and direct on Voice of Biafra television. We start the event of the day with our national anthem.
Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfalls. Guide all our movements, lest we go astray. Give us the strength to
from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes. Our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from fury, unleashed by your enlightenment. Biafra, Biafra, shining forever.
At this point, we observe a minute of silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra, the reason why we celebrate today, and the men and women that stood the test of time for Biafra land to be defended.
Hello.
Memory of our heroes lives forever. They fought for Biafra, they died for Biafra, they declared Biafra because the same hegemonic tendencies that faces everyone today was taking place. Why they fought for Biafra? So that we wouldn't watch and see the heads of our babies, women, and children slice off their head. We remember our heroes, and on this very memorial, proud to finish the race which they started. God help us as we do this. He say, he say, he say, he say, he say, right. Thank you so much to everyone. And at this point, I take the next item on the program. Official welcome to events by the CEO. We can't hear you, sir. See, we can't hear you. Okay, try it now. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Can you hear
Yes,
me now?
we can hear you.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and good afternoon from my end. I've been called upon to give a welcome to everyone who is here today. And in that note, I would like to welcome our Prime Minister, Nkere, all the cabinet members here, our senior citizens, and all the Indians at large who I want to take this opportunity to welcome all those who are watching on different Biafran platforms, on VOB, and other streaming platforms of the. Today is a very special day for Biafran people, not because heroes passed, but because it's a day we'll remember men and women who died for a nation. Their death wasn't just as a memory. Their death was for a nation, for Biafra. And today we'll remember them. So today, I welcome each and every one of us here. And as I welcome you to this event, I want that as we partake in today's event, we take time to reflect on the reasons why our heroes fell and the reason why we have to remember them today. It is also very important to note that it is not just about burning candles. Most important of it all is ensuring that the reason why they died, that we bring it to fulfillment. So as you sit today and join us in this event, take time to reflect on how you are helping to make sure that we fulfill the dreams of our fallen heroes. Take time to reflect on where you can improve to make sure that this price that they paid, that it is not in vain. So once again, I welcome everyone to this very event, to our defense forces who are protecting and defending our land. May those who have gone before us, those we remember today, may they be with you as you protect the land that they died for. May they be your guide. May they shield you when the enemies arises against you. So with this, I say welcome to today's event, and please Don't forget, for us to achieve everything that we seek, it requires a community. And that community is you and I. Those who are here, those who are watching. It requires each and every one of us to achieve this goal. Thank you so much, Mazi Sani. And thank you all Biafrans who are here present and those who are watching. You're welcome.
Thank you, Honorable COS, for that warm welcome speech. I appreciate your effort. And we rush down to the next item on the program, and that is a prayer for the heroes and heroines of Biafra by Senior Minister Comfort. Unmute yourself, ma'am.
Opportunity given to me to pray and recognize the heroes and heroines. Before I do that, I want to recognize His Excellency Mazi Nkere, our Prime Minister, all the Brgie members represented here, the homeland elders from the facto government, our Biafra Defense Forces, and all of us represented from different sections in Britain. Today we are celebrating a very, very important, memorable, touchy occasion. I humbly surrender and commit this memorable day to Chukwu Okike Abiyama, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, to preside on this memorable day, which is the 30th of May, that is observed every year in solidarity of our heroes and heroines. Lord, in you do we trust. Elohim, on this special day, we remember your sons and daughters and children that perished so that we may live. Those who sacrificed their lives to protect their children, families, loved ones, and our nation, Biafra. You will not allow this generation that they fought for to be put to shame, Lord. You will not allow our enemies to triumph over us. For no one that hopes in you or trusts in you will ever come out in shame in any war. But shame shall be unto our enemies, and shall also be unto those that trouble your children. Show us your way, Lord, as we are nothing without you. Have mercy upon us, Lord, and may love and grace abide within us. Let there be love shared amongst us. Let there be peace. Do not remember the sins of our youth. For Psalm 51 says, if thou shalt remember our iniquities, they are so many and grievous. Or the sins of our ancestors, for they are many also. If thou should mark iniquities, who can stand? Nobody. Give us Biafra, Lord, in our own time. Let not our sins have hold over us, for we have no other God, nor creator that we can turn to, apart from thee. For the sake of your name, Elohim, give us our iniquities, and grant us Biafra in our own time, that your name may be exalted, praised above every other name. O Lord, today being the 30th of May 2026, all across Biafra land, we remember our brothers and sisters, O Lord, who died during Biafra War. More than 5 million of our people who were killed, our children who were starved to death, our mothers and our sisters who were raped, beaten, and the people killed in the act of genocide, Lord. We ask you in your own infinite mercies to receive their souls in your paradise and grant them eternal peace with thee, Lord. God bless us all here, Father, that are fighting for liberation of Biafra and our people. God bless the land of Biafra, Elohim. Lord, bless Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Ahamadike, and Mazi Simon Ekpa, Abatobie, favor and victory in all their court cases, for they have not committed any sin known to man. They want freedom for their people. Father, Lord, finally, I bring His Highness, Mazi Nkere, before you, before that throne of mercy. Grant him fortitude and wisdom to lead us, Father, to victory. Without you, Lord, we cannot achieve Biafra. And everyone that is represented here today, Father, may thou enrich their pockets. Enrich their pockets. Father, may they not be tight-fisted. May you grant them favor so that they will come to contribute in fundraising, Father, so that Biafra can be achieved. There's no other way. Everybody's looking at us. Daddy, we are not the people going to achieve Biafra. It's you. Finance is you. Lord, grant us that finance. I don't know how you're going to do it, but that is why that particular fund to be able to fund our lawyers, lobbies, this and other ones. I pray in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiyama. It's a
Thank you, Honorable Mr. for taking that piece. Thank you so much. We appreciate the services to the Biafran people. Right, we take some jingles and memorial videos before we go to the next item on our program. So stay tight and enjoy the event.
In the rising sun of a new dawn, a nation stood tall on her own ground. May 30, 1967, the flag was raised. Land of the rising sun, freedom proclaimed. All over Biafra land, the people sang and danced. tired of broken promises and iron chains. In July 6, 1967, Nigeria waged a genocidal war against the young republic. The drums of war began to sound. Nigeria turned against us on our own sacred ground. May 30, 1967, we still remember the day hope was born and hell descended. Rivers ran red, children cried for food in the shadow of famine and flying bombs. Biafra, Biafra, your name we call. Though they tried to bury you behind the wall, your spirit lives in every soul that knows the price of freedom and the blood that flows. Hey. Blockade and hunger became their sword. Kwashiorkor scars on bodies of the young and children. Women buried babies in shallow graves, while the world watched and looked the other way. From Uliya Street to the starving fields, 1 million souls crossed into eternity. They called it war, we call it genocide. Our peoples will refuse to die. May 30, 1967, we still remember the day hope was born and hell descended. Rivers ran red, children cried for food in the shadow of famine and flying bombs. Biafra, Biafra, your name we call. Though they try to bury you behind the wall, your spirit lives in every soul that knows the price of freedom and the blood that flows. Whoa. No victors, only survivors left to tell of the pain, the courage, and the tears that fell. Nigeria may hide one flag, but 2 wounds remain. Only Biafra independence can heal these wounds in the heart of a nation still carrying the pain. We do not forget, we will not be silent for the unborn children and the dead who cry loudest. May 30, 1967, echoes in the wind, never to be erased. Biafra lives in memory and in flame. One day the truth will speak your name. We say loud and clear, never again, never again, never again. Biafra independence is not negotiable. Independence is not negotiable. Biafra leaves. Today Nigeria is in confusion. Jihadist terrorist killings everywhere in Nigeria. Biafra leaves. Retreat and surrender is dead for us. Therefore, no retreat, no surrender. God bless Biafra Republic, government in exile, under the leadership of Prime Minister His Excellency Nkere, for standing tall for Biafra independence and freedom. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra, the land of the rising sun. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra, the land of the rising sun.
Thank you so much. At this point, we go to the next item on the program, that is rare videos of our heroes past.
Massacre of Igbos in the north. We could. In that report, it was stated that the first kill was 50,000. Then, later in the same year, the universal massacre that took place across the whole of Nigeria, including the north and parts of the west. We're talking in terms of 700,000 killed. So if it's figures we're looking into, certainly they were very heavy. But when we're talking of genocide, it's intent that really matters. What was the aim of that? And it was very simple, and the language might make people shudder or remember. It was to impose the final solution to the Igbo problem in Nigeria. That is, when there are no more Igbos in Nigeria, then there will be no problem. I think if one thinks back, sometime you will know who used that term, referring to who. There was no distinction. The mere fact that you were an Easterner in those days labeled you fit only for one thing, death, and death at the hands of the Nigerian authorities. The Igbos and their associates were killed in practically every village in northern Nigeria. They were killed in many places in western Nigeria. They were in Lagos, even on Nkere Bridge, the very center of Lagos. People were looked at and thought, oh, this looked an Igbo, and killed. The very first army officer killed in Lagos, actually, during that time was from Calabar, was killed on the bridge, and so on. Igbos were being hunted out and killed. The Igbos that remained in Lagos after the war began were herded together and detained without any trial or anything, no question of any legal rights. Till today, property of Igbos are still sequestered in various areas of Nigeria, and they have not been released, not all of them, to the Igbos, the original owners. Oh no, we're quite certain. In fact, the only reason it is not called or not accepted as genocidal is because of the Cold War. At that time, anything ethnic-based was almost like an insult to humanity. And ethnicity became a term of abuse in politics. That's all. If it were today, certainly, what happened in Nigeria is much, much worse than what you have seen of Rwanda, not to talk about Eastern Europe. The war was not Ojukwu's war. I happened on the Igbo situation at the time of the conflict. I did my duty to the best of my ability, and I am glad that Nigerians generally recognize this fact. One man could not have held the entire Nigeria and her allies for 3 years. The Igbo people felt threatened.
The message of truth and freedom, for it is only the truth that can set us free from the bondages of war and propaganda. which we confuse as history. My name is Colonel Emmanuel Nwobosi. I am 80 years old. It is time to be bold. I am too old to lie. I am not afraid to die. It is time to tell you why we had to try. I am the last of the original coup plotters of January 15, 1966, with Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogu. I knew Nzogu well. We went to school together. We trained together. We trained at Sandhurst Military Academy, UK. We lived together. Nzogu was our first head of military intelligence and uncovered terrible plans to wreak havoc across the country. We organized a group of progressive military officers to carry out a coup on 15 January 1966 to stop a jihad and bring sanity to Nigeria, steeped in nepotism, corruption, and mass murders. The government of Tafawa Balewa, controlled by the Premier of Northern Nigeria, Ahmadu Bello, were using us in the army to repress the Middle Belt and Western Nigeria. Houses and cars were burnt, thousands were killed. There were 9 of us that planned the January 15th revolution. Majors Nzogu, Anuforo, Ifajuna, Ademoyega, Chukwuka, Okafor, Onwatuegu, and Obienu, and myself. However, 4 of us started it. Major Ifajuna and Major Ademoyega in the south, and Major Nzogu and myself in the north. We then united as a single revolution. I am the last of the 4 original revolutionaries. None published the complete truth. Only me, Colonel Emmanuel Nwobosi, is alive today to tell the final truth so that the lies will not triumph forever. They used us to repress the Middle Belt and the Yorubas. When we saw genocide, we began to disobey orders and swore to stop them. For instance, Major Chris Anoforo refused to release mass murderers caught with weapons and was court-martialed. He was replaced by Major Hassan Katsina, a northern Muslim willing to act. I was in Abeokuta, but refused to repress Yorubas. Instead, I opened our barracks as a safe place for them to run to. They told many lies about the January 15 boys to justify their genocide. But it is those of us that planned the revolution that they should have killed, not the 3 million innocent Biafrans that knew nothing. For years, I kept quiet, blaming myself and wondering whether at 27 I was too radical, that my actions led to the death of millions. Today, the same evil in 1966 is being unleashed. As I watch, my sense of guilt has vanished because we were not the evil. We were trying to stop the evil. That evil is radical Islamism. I have decided to speak out and warn the world of the impending disaster if we do not stop it. Each time radical Muslims plan a jihad in their religious mission to conquer the world, they will fail. But in the attempt, thousands and even millions will die. That happened to us in Biafra. At this point, let me differentiate between peaceful, law-abiding Muslims and radical Muslims who want to kill others, to force their religion on them. The problem is that wherever peaceful Muslims are, there are some radical Muslims amongst them. That is why they began a jihad in 1966. That is why we had to stop it. That is why they killed millions of our people. That is why we declared Biafra. Because we are a peaceful people, and oil and water can never mix. My story is a warning to Nigerians. For years, I was prevented from speaking the truth by exile, prison, harassment, poverty, surveillance, and death threats held over many of the actors like Ojukwu, Zik, Awolowo, Ibiam, and the January 15 boys that survived. But as I watch today, many of the events that led to the revolution are happening again, like Boko Haram, Fulani militia, Niger Delta militants, Shiites, IPOB, and mass murders. Some people think we acted wrongly in carrying out the January 15th revolution, but they may not be fully aware of the realities then. We were trained by the British to be patriotic, to give the ultimate sacrifice for Nigeria, and to stop anyone acting against the nation. Instead of our leaders using us to defend Nigeria, they were using us to suppress the citizens. We decided to arrest them for their atrocities because no one was willing to act. Not Zik, the president, who was powerless, not Ironsi, the head of state of the army, who was a conservative. There were many reasons why we had to act. One, to stop the killings in Yoruba land and the Middle Belt by NPC, the ruling party. Two, to stop the invasion of Yoruba land on 17 January 1966. Three, to correct the massive rigging of the 1964 elections. Four, to free Awolowo from prison and make him the prime minister. Five, to stop the terrible corruption, nepotism, and regionalism of the NPC, the ruling party. Five, to stop Ahmadu Bello's planned jihad. It was good that we acted to save the Yoruba and the Middle Belt people, and we thought that was enough to stop the jihad. We could not foresee that they will massively attack innocent Igbos. Blame those who decided to massacre our people for their evil. Today, we are fighting Buhari. He is killing Shiite Muslims and IPOB members. With the benefit of hindsight, we can see other ways of dealing with such evil. But for us in 1966, we just wanted to save the people from massacre. I wish to congratulate Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB for the good work they are doing to free our people from Nigeria and radical Islamism. Many of our people do not understand how vast IPOB is as an organization and the quality of the people that run it. On arrival in Israel, I started meeting high-quality professionals, and I was amazed. I don't know how IPOB united power professionals abroad, power traders at home, and ordinary people from market women to even riff-raff all under one IPOB family with worldwide radio and television. Every Igbo and Biafran should be proud of them. They are the strongest force we have today to achieve freedom for all Nigerians. No wonder they can take on the Nigerian government and win. However, it is money that makes things work. I shall donate 10% of all the profits of my new book to IPOB. It is my tithe to freedom. Tithing is God's tax to raise money for the government of the children of God. I urge you all to regularly do the same so we can have the resources to achieve our objectives. On this day of 15th January 2019, the anniversary of our revolution, I want to hand over to Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB the baton of the January 15 boys. To you, to complete the revolution we started. I am Ogene Obosi, a chief and elder of the Obosi people. I bring to you the blessings of the ancients. I fought for Biafra. I was wounded for Biafra. I shall die for Biafra. He said,
Yakasai and northern commentators keep having an about.
Engaged in Biafra's most successful offensive of the war. How the Biafran army succeeds, armed as it is with an odd-lot collection of weapons, is a puzzle. Some at the front carry communist-made AK-47s, like those used by the Viet Cong. Some only World War I bolt-action antiques. Others modern British semi-automatics. And their pride and heaviest weapon, a .30 caliber machine gun just captured from the Nigerians. Much, in fact, of what the Biafrans are now using against the Nigerians, they have taken from them. One military man up here told me, not totally as a joke, that Biafra now looks upon the Nigerian army as its quartermaster general. And if the Nigerian army runs on beer and bullets, the Biafran army lacks both, with ammunition constantly in critically short supply. These troops had advanced 6 miles in less than a week. Then, practically out of ammunition, were forced to stop on the road to Port Harcourt until more supplies trickled down to them. One of this army's other problems is staying large enough to continue the fight against Nigerians. When Biafra seceded in 1967, it had fewer than 1,000 men under arms, and those mostly officers and clerks. Now it has been built up to between 45 and 60,000. The exact number, a military secret. Volunteers made the original army build-up easy. Now conscription of virtually all able-bodied young men is underway. And in a former school compound, we found recruits drilling, marching in the mud to the improbable tune of Brgie. These new soldiers are also taught the rudiments of jungle warfare and ambush, to be used against an enemy which holds most of Biafra's major cities, several vital road links, but not too much of the countryside. The training is basic, but effective.
You're going to stab us right by the shoulder here, and we want to defend it. Now.
And here I met a young trooper, a very young trooper in the Biafran army. How old are you?
I'm 10 years.
10 years old.
Yes.
Do you know why Biafra is fighting?
Biafra is fighting for survival, sir.
Is it going to win?
Yes, sir.
His spirit and that of this tattered army, driven by fear of genocide which may or may not lie ahead if they lose, plus what must be massive ineptitude on the part of the Nigerian army, is the most probable reason that this war of unequals now has gone into its third year.
Nigeria before the war had an army of just 6,000, and they were professionals, their officers trained by the British. They served with distinction as part of the UN force in the Congo. But then Biafra declared its secession, and all of the Igbo officers and men, some of the best, left to become the nucleus of Biafra's army. In just the past 2 years, Nigeria's army has exploded to 14 times its original size, to 85,000 men. Recruits who used to get 6 months of training now get a mere 6 weeks. They are volunteers, most of them illiterate, just out of the bush, with little sense of nationhood. Their leaders tell them that they are fighting for one Nigeria, but that does not, it cannot have the same urgency for them that mere survival has for the Biafran. A Nigerian soldier may volunteer because he needs a job, or because army life appeals to him as the good life. Besides his uniform and the prestige that goes with it, he gets a comfortable ration of beer and cigarettes. And the pay, at $40 a month, is not bad. His leaders are not aggressive. Most military observers credit what success the Nigerian army has had so far chiefly to their lopsided superiority in firepower furnished by the British and the Russians. It is said only half in jest. The Nigerian army has so much firepower that they use ammunition as a defoliant. Nigeria's planes, MiG-17s and Ilyushin bombers, were bought for cash from the Russians who want to get a political foothold here. Most of the planes are flown by Egyptians, who are characterized as wary of anti-aircraft fire, therefore less than enthusiastic about going after military targets. That, it is suggested, is one cause of the high civilian casualties in the air raids on Biafra. But the war has been bloody on both sides, and inept and unaggressive though they may be, the Nigerian army, in 2 years of sporadic fighting, has suffered heavily. They will not release official casualty figures, but an army doctor told me that 8,000 Nigerian soldiers have died, and perhaps another 25,000 have been wounded. The military has just 11 army doctors for its 85,000 men. A severe head or body wound in the field means almost certain death.
War story, and now they can't. If we want to teach the Biafra story in schools, I tell you, one of the reasons they stopped teaching history was that they couldn't tell our war story, and now they can't tell the Biafra story, and we cannot tell the story of the coups properly. Now, a country with so many secrets that it cannot divulge cannot write history. It is wrong to talk about ignoring the Biafra story. All the injustices and the oppression that led to Biafra are still very much present and with us. You can't escape Biafra, and in fact, the reason we do need to continuously exhume the ghost of Biafra is that the ethnic principles on the basis of which we had to go to war are all pervasive in the Nigerian society of today. And our leaders do not appear to know what to do about them. They start from the wrong premises. Some want to eliminate ethnic groups. It is not possible to eliminate ethnic groups. That old statement by Amadou Bello in reply to Zik said, let's forget our differences. Amadou Bello said, no, let's understand them. When you do understand them, you will discover that it is possible for those who are supposedly radically opposed to themselves today, it is possible for them to sit at the same table and discuss virtually every problem.
Biafra had a military-industrial complex. They had no money, They were fighting Nigeria at the time from 67 to 1970. They made their bombs, they made their propelled grenade, they had their tanks, they had, what's that again? Obunige. Now, when the war ended, this was dismantled. I was a kid, I went to the Vice President of Nigeria, Vice Admiral. I said, why did you disband the military industrial complex of Biafra, which could have been integrated into Nigeria, and by now we could have had the nuclear bomb? And he said to me, the reason was they felt Biafra would rise again. And so as a child, I went to Uli Airstrip, and I saw Uli Airstrip had every 10 meters they dug a hole because they did not want the planes to land in Uli. And I saw the governor the other day, and he said, till today, they cannot surface that road properly because of the damage caused by Nigerian forces because they felt Biafra would rise one day. We are the cause of our problem. Biafra had a military industrial complex. They had no money. They were fighting Nigeria at the time from 67 to 1970. They made their bombs, they made their propelled grenade, they had their tanks, they had, what's that again? Obunige. Now, when the war ended, this was dismantled. I was a kid, I went to the Vice President of Nigeria, Vice Admiral. I said, why did you disband the military industrial complex of Biafra, which could have been integrated into Nigeria, and by now we could have had the nuclear bomb? And he said to me, the reason was they felt Biafra would rise again. And so as a child, I went to Uli Airstrip, and I saw Uli Airstrip had every 10 meters they dug a hole because they did not want the planes to land in Uli. And I saw the governor the other day, and he said, till today, they cannot surface that road properly because of the damage caused by Nigerian forces because they felt Biafra would rise one day. We are the cause of our problem.
These children are the lucky ones. For them, the future holds some hope. For those who stay behind, hope is something that grows dimmer every day. In a few more weeks, the local yams and cassavas will all have been eaten, and the next harvest will be 6 months away. The supplies brought in by the relief planes will no longer be a supplement to the native food. They will be all the food there is. When that day comes, it will bring starvation more widespread and terrible than anything that has gone before. Colonel Adumedu Ojukwu has been president of Biafra and commander-in-chief of its army since independence was declared. He, more than any other man, is aware of the famine threatening his people and grateful for any help that reaches them from outside.
Your Excellency, one of the greatest relief campaigns ever mounted by the Irish people has been mounted in the past few months on behalf of Biafra through Caritas. What effect have these airlifts had on the Biafran people?
I think it has been a tremendous work, and may I, if you permit me, take this opportunity to thank the Irish people, particularly as this is intended for them, for their generosity, for their deep understanding and humanity, for their practical help in a time of such great travail. It is gestures and help of this kind that builds lasting friendship. We are very grateful today, tomorrow, and forever our people will be grateful.
Irish missionaries were recently accused by members of the federal government of gun running and more recently of organising mercenaries. Would you like to comment on these charges?
Quite idiotic. Absolutely. I don't know whether in fact anybody takes such an accusation seriously. It is the fluster of a frustrated people, and one can understand their frustration after all the massive support they're getting and finding they cannot conduct their quick kill. It is an accusation just made because they are not advancing in the battlefield. No Reverend Father, no missionary serves in Biafra as a mercenary or organizing one, or indeed doing anything directly to aid our war effort. All the Irish missionaries have done, and indeed the missionaries on this side have done, is their Christian duty of bringing hope, of bringing solicitude, of bringing relief to the afflicted people. That's all.
Since the War of Independence began, most of the Irish missionaries have in fact remained here in Biafra. How do you feel about this?
To me, it's natural. A missionary comes in. It's like a wedding, for better or for worse. Right now, it's worse. They stay with us. I never thought for one moment that they would leave, and I am happy that they have not left. Our entire people are happy.
The Irish government, however, have not recognised officially the state of Biafra. How do you interpret this?
Governments are usually slow in matters such as this. I interpret the reticence of the Irish government as arising from a lack of conviction that a recognition of Biafra at this stage is to her own interest. The people of Ireland have demonstrated their own feeling in this matter, but governments are always slow. I think that it's a good start that the people are understanding. This understanding by the people, I hope, soon will be transmitted to their accredited representatives and the government. We would very much, of course, like to see a more positive action, diplomatically and politically, from the Irish government.
Your Excellency, it's now over 18 months since this war began. Do you have any regrets now about the secession of Biafra?
Give me 1,000 opportunities again, I will do precisely what I have done. You have only to look at my people, go out to the streets and look at them and see exactly what they feel about the situation. I am today in a happy position of knowing that I have acted absolutely throughout according to the wishes of my people. No, I have no regrets.
There can be no doubt that the people of Biafra are behind their leader. Soldiers sing the name of Ojukwu as they march along. They may not be winning the war against Nigeria, but at least they're no longer losing it. The war against hunger, however, is going less well. Among the craftsmen of Biafra, only the coffin makers are prospering. Business has been brisk indeed over the past 6 months, and it will become brisker still as the local food supplies are exhausted and the impossibility of feeding a whole people by a nightly airlift becomes apparent.
Oh, impossible. After all, we are roughly 10 million in an area the size of Munster. And you couldn't possibly, as Caritas Internationalis have clearly said, we can't feed 10 million people. We can help you.
Well, this means certain famine.
Oh,
then.
this means starvation, utter and complete starvation. Even Oxfam, even representatives from England have said within the past week that they estimate that 2 million people would die at the end of 2 months. And that's not over-exaggerated. As a matter of fact, I insist again, and I've written it several times, you couldn't over-exaggerate the hunger problem. You couldn't.
Well, can you see no solution then to this at all?
The only solution is the one that we have proposed all the time, and that is a ceasefire. After all, there are ports at Port Harcourt, there are ports in Calabar. If shiploads could be brought in, then you could feed the people, but you will never feed them by a nightly airlift.
On the island of San Tome, the warehouses are busy from morning to night. The airlift pioneered by Caritas has attracted help from many quarters. The World Council of Churches now bears the cost of every second night, and the two organizations work in close cooperation using the same pilots and planes. Supplies come from many sources, with the Catholic Relief Services of America taking the place of honour. Ireland's joint Biafra famine appeal, England's Oxfam, Germany's Miserior are other organisations that have contributed generously. The International Red Cross have mounted a similar airlift from the island of Fernando Po. Biafra's desperate struggle against starvation seems to have touched the hearts and consciences of the whole world.
I sing, I'm loud. Go Georgia, for all our heroes we make us proud. Go Georgia, Biafra blood, Biafra spirit strong. Go Georgia, their story they live now they make us holy. Go Georgia, dance with joy even if I they cry. Yeah. Go Georgia, honor our people we pay the price. Go Georgia, make that we no go ever forget. Go Georgia, forever bright, forever we go praise. Go Georgia, go Georgia, go Georgia. Back for 1967, call come out, Georgia. When trouble show face, hope still stands tall. Them stand ground well to protect their own. Past fire, hunger, rain and heavy stone. Oju coolly dust with hearts way true. Mama them fight, papa them too. Picking them brave as them walk at the road. Every sacrifice where them sow, na good see them soldiers. Them buildings with hand and sense way bright. Oguni go shine like morning light. Ulia strip they touch the sky. Them say we no go die, we go still try. No, we no go let their name just fade away. Their strength now our strength to this very day. Lift your voice, lift your leg, make the rhythm flow. For heroes of old, for heroes of old. May 30 we go stand and sing, I'm loud. For all our heroes we make us proud. Biafra blood, Biafra spirit strong. Their story they live now they make us so. Dance with joy even if I they cry. On our people we pay the price. May 30 we no go ever forget you. Forever bright, forever we go pray. But I no be vain. Their pain turn to our big game. Whole world look and learn the truth about human value and brave youth. From east go west past every say. We they carry their legacy. Strong sense they run deep inside. Every step where we take, now pride where they guide. Women stand when hope almost go. Them you wound, them show love well. You them arise, keep fire, they burn. Freedom dream now waiting with the land. May 30 we go stand and sing, I'm loud. For all our heroes we make us proud. Biafra blood, Biafra spirit strong. Their story they live now they make us solo. Dance with joy even if I they cry. Honor our people we pay the price. May 30 we no go ever forget. Forever bright, forever we go praise. the pain, we remember the victory we come out from rain. No winner, no loser, but spirit no breaking. Promise of peace where them talk, we no go take them for faking. Justice and truth, we hold them high, oh, Joe. Under sun and under sky, Joe. This be our day, this be our song, Joe. Where we belong, Joe.
Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone that have made it to this very occasion, and we appreciate all your services and sacrifices. All right, we are going into the next item on our program, and that is the talk show. And we have some members of the team